America, let's have a lesson in Ron Paul foreign policy, since nobody seems to understand it. I know the media is going to tell you that his policy is weak and bad for national defense. Well, you know what? That's what they are paid to tell you. They are paid to tell you that because they are owned by the same huge corporations that are supported by the military-industrial complex. The people that are making trillions and trillions and trillions of your tax dollars by keeping this huge, unbelievably, ridiculously expensive military-industrial complex going. This is what is bankrupting our nation, people. Understand. We don't have the money to continue this, and there's no way that we can continue it. We do not need a military budget that is two times bigger than the rest of the world combined. It's absolutely absurd. 2 days before 9/11, Rumsfeld announced that $2.5 trillion of the previous year's military budget could not even be tracked. They didn't know where the money went. This was 2 days before 9/11. He promised to track the money down, but you know what? The very same office that those records were in, that were going to help the auditors track that money down, is the office that got destroyed by the so-called plane that hit the Pentagon. Pretty convenient, huh? And nobody's talked a word about auditing the Pentagon since. Those records were so conveniently lost. This is the problem with our foreign policy. We're spending absurd amount of money on it, and we don't have the money. America is broke. Don't fool yourself. We have no money, yet we're still spending trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars on this huge military-industrial complex. We have over 900 bases in 130 countries. We still have bases in Japan, Korea, Germany, France, and the list goes on from World War II. Why should Americans pay for the defense of all those countries 50 years after war? There's no danger for those countries. Those countries can stand on their own and create their own defense by now. It's ridiculous. In the Middle East, our foreign policy is so whacked out of shape, and Americans just don't understand. I mean, the media is going to tell you that we are trying to create democracies over there, liberate the people of the Middle East. But you know what? They don't want our liberation. Our values are not their values. They don't believe in the same things we believe in. And to them, we are invaders. We're occupying their land. How would you feel if China came and toppled our government and tried to implement their communistic way of life here? I don't think very many Americans would like that. Well, that's the way the people of the Middle East see as America. Bin Laden said a couple of days after 9/11, the reason he did it was because America was occupying holy land. This is called blowback. They don't agree with Western values, and they don't want our values in their country. They don't want government like ours. Everybody's so pumped up about liberating these people. You know, the Arab Spring, everybody thinks was a good thing, but you know who's taken all those governments over? Yeah, that's right. It's the Brothers of Islam. You might think that's good, but it's not good. It's not good for America, and it's not good for the people of those countries, especially the women and the Christians. You'll see what I mean in the next few years. You watch. It's all about oil and resources. And to me, it's just straight up evil to try to impose our will on people who don't want it over their resources. We don't have any right to go over there and fight for it. We don't have any right to go over there and take it. And whether we're there or not, they're going to pump oil and they're going to have to sell it. So it really doesn't make any matter. They're going to sell it to us. They need the money. You know, we paid for all of those dictators of those nations for so many years. Who knows how many trillions of dollars in foreign aid we gave them. And they used the money to, train terrorists. They used the money to build up their defenses to fight us. The money we give them, they use to train people to kill us. How much sense does that make? We give money to the Palestinians, and they use the money to print textbooks to teach their children hatred for the West. They use our money to teach their children to kill all Jews. That's pretty counterintuitive, isn't it? We're borrowing money for China right now to build up defenses in case we have to go to war against China. Borrowing money from China to go to war against China. That's real productive. That's the foreign policy we have now. Wake up, America. A lot of people think that we should go to war with Iran over the issue of them building a nuclear bomb. Well, you know what? War with Iran is war with Russia and China. Are you ready for World War III, America? That's what's coming. If we attack Iran, Russia's already said an attack on Iran is an attack on us. So if we attack Iran, it's basically World War III. Now, don't think that Ron Paul's policy is going to be weak for Israel. It's not. He knows how important our relationship with Israel is. He's a Southern Baptist. He knows what the Bible says. He believes in God. And the Bible says, may those nations who curse you be cursed, and may those nations who bless you be blessed. Why do you think America's been so blessed over the years? Because we bless the Jews. We bless Israel. If you're going to alienate Israel, you're going to alienate God. And that's going to be bad for any nation who does that. Ron Paul knows that. But you know what? He's not afraid to go to war. He just says what the Constitution says. You don't get yourself all involved in these foreign entanglements. If the situation arises, you go to Congress, you debate, and you declare war. You do it the right way. You don't just go to war on the whim of the president, like we have in Korea, and in Vietnam, in Afghanistan, in Iraq. All illegal wars, according to the Constitution of the United States of America. The only one that was declared was Operation where we liberated Kuwait. And if you ask me, that's probably the only war that was justified in the last 25 years. Foreign policy should be about diplomatic relations with a country. And if the country's friendly towards America, we're friendly towards them. We have open and free trade between the two countries. If they tax our goods, we tax their goods. It's not overly complicated. If a country's not friendly to the U.S., we're not friendly to them. We don't give foreign aid to countries who train terrorists. We don't give foreign aid to countries who teach their children hatred. Everybody seems to think that the military budget is the national defense budget, but they're two separate things. The military-industrial complex is a huge money-making machine for corporations that pay for everything, from black ops to research and development to hidden underground bunkers to Area 51. National defense is about soldiers, boots on the ground, military bases. 900 bases in 130 countries. If we were to close up those bases, we could have 18 bases in every state of the Union. Now, to me, that's strong national defense, defending America, not the rest of the world. How much of that money could we use to, spend here? How better would our economy be if them soldiers were spending all that money here rather than spending it in other places of the world? American dollars spent in America. How much of that money could we use to rebuild our Navy, which is aging and getting weak? A lot of money. Not to mention all the money we could cut straight up off of the budget. Our $1 trillion deficits, which is going to bury this nation. It's exactly how Rome fell, by trying to keep bases operating in every single country of the world. They spread themselves too thin and became weak. It's exactly what's happening to America right now. Don't fool yourselves. We don't have the money to continue. Wake up, America. Ron Paul's foreign policy is the right foreign policy.